We have to fight the government. It's evil. It's corrupt. We have to fight the government.
You couldn't be more wrong. The government is good, and we must support it.
Don't you know what this country means anymore? It's the year 2020. Our government is corrupt and evil.
You speak treason. I shall support our lawful government.
That means I'll have to fight you, even though you're my brother.
That was chilling. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to The Discriminating Gamer. My name is Cody, and welcome to kind of our first quick look at a game. Now, we're going to be doing the regular season coming up in a couple of months. In the meantime, we thought we just might do some smaller reviews and a few other things along the way. And today, we want to take a look at Crisis 2020. Crisis 2020 is a game from Victory Point Games, all about kind of a second American Civil War in the year 2020. Now, this game is actually very, very interesting, and I just want to give you a brief overview of it. I'm not going to really break down the rules, just tell you about some of the basic mechanics, and tell you what I think. In Crisis 2020, two players take on the roles of either the government or these rebels that are trying to overthrow the government. It's area control, and it's a basic light war game. Your units have a data rating, they have a military rating, and they have a movement rating. What that means is your units can make data attacks, essentially cyber attacks on your enemies, trying to get them to maybe come over to your side or cause other problems for them. You can do a military attack, trying to destroy or push back your enemy units. And, of course, obviously, they can move. This game is also card-driven in a sense. Every turn you're going to draw so many cards that kind of represent your infrastructure. They represent your ability to manipulate events to your advantage. There are also going to be different terrain types on the cards that let you add that number to the numbers you're attacking with. Fundamentally, your data attacks and your military attacks are just you're adding the numbers together of what you have, rolling a dice, consulting a chart, and then seeing what the numbers you have, how they match up with your roll on the chart, and that determines what happens to your enemies. It's a very simple combat system. It's a very simple game in many respects. Now, I gotta tell you, first of all, this is a Victory Point game. It's one of the early games from Victory Point Games. As you can see, it's bagged. It comes in a bag, not a box. And the component quality is not the best. The map is a simple paper map. The cardboard shits really aren't the best. Not terribly thick. There's a lot of paper hanging off of them. Card quality is not great. And the dice that they give you with this game, the two dice that come with this game, are tiny! They're minuscule. You need a microscope to see them. I am not kidding. They both fit on my thumbnail. They are tiny. Now, the rulebook is not the best. The rulebook had some things where we were scratching our head. We didn't quite understand it. We thought it took us a while to figure out setup. It took us a while to figure out how units had to attack through movement. So there was a bit of a learning curve here. Now, with those caveats, let me just say, once we figured it out, it was a great game. It's really fun. The theme, this kind of post-apocalyptic 21st century Civil War, is a lot of fun, and the way they integrate the data attacks along with the military attacks is just really, really cool, and it can cause collateral damage, meaning even though you make the attack and you're really successful against your enemy units, you've got to lose cards. I mean, it's really cool. As you play, there's like 10 scenarios in here, and as you play further and further into the scenarios, it's not just the government and the anti-government rebels. You bring in NATO into it, you bring in South America, Asian countries, Canada, so you have all these different dynamics going on. The game gets bigger as you play it along more and you do the different scenarios. So it's a simple game. It's fun. There's a lot of strategy, but it's a light war game, and I love light war games. I really, really do enjoy it quite a bit. Now, with those caveats, again, component quality isn't the best, and the rule books is a little wonky, and there's not a lot of support online for it, unfortunately. But it's a fun game. I think you'll really enjoy it. So I'm right on that cusp of saying you should buy it, but I can't quite do that because of some of those caveats. So I'm going to say try it before you buy it. I think most of you will like it, though, if you like these kinds of war games. I think most of you out there will enjoy it. But I got to say try it before you buy it because of the caveats. But this is a game that is screaming for a new edition. I want to see Crisis 2020 2nd Edition. I think this is actually the 2nd edition. I think they actually had a Crisis 2000, and this builds on it, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But I want to see another one. I want to see a boxed edition. I want to see, you know, the laser cut chits. I want to see, you know, better component quality and some real dice. But it's begging for it. Try it before you buy it. Crisis 2020, Victory Point Games, The Discriminating Gamer. Like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube.